Welcome to Mr. Daily English, the podcast where you can learn to speak English with confidence and joy. I'm Emma, and I'm here with my awesome co-host, Alex. How's it going, Alex?
Hey, Emma. I'm super excited for today's episode. Hey, everyone. Welcome to all of you listening. If you're ready to take your English to the next level, you're in the right place.
Absolutely. Whether you're a beginner or already pretty good at English, we've got something for everyone. Today, we're going to talk about something that might sound simple, but is super powerful: how to practice English every single day.
And the best part, you don't need a lot of time, you don't need to be perfect, and you don't need to live in an English-speaking country. We'll give you small, practical steps that will fit right into your busy life. The secret is in making it a daily habit.
Exactly. A lot of people think they need to live in London or New York to really speak English well. But that's a huge misconception. You don't need a native speaker right next to you, and you don't need to study for hours each day. What you really need are consistent, smart actions that you can repeat every day.
Right. And those small steps, done consistently, will add up over time and make a big difference in your English skills. So let's get started with one of the best techniques that will help improve both your speaking and listening at the same time: shadowing.
Now, you might be wondering, what is shadowing? Well, shadowing is a technique where you listen to someone speak English and then you repeat exactly what they say. And here's the important part. Don't just repeat the words, copy their rhythm, tone, and speed.
Yes, it's almost like you're an echo. You're not translating, you're not thinking about grammar, you're just copying the sound and feeling of the words. And that's what makes it so effective.
It sounds really simple, but shadowing is one of the fastest ways to improve your speaking. You train your brain and mouth to work together in English. And over time, you'll notice that your speech starts to flow more naturally.
Let's try it together right now. I'll say a sentence, and I want you to repeat after me. Ready?
All right. I want to speak English fluently.
Now you. I want to speak English fluently.
Great. Now let's do another one. I listen to English every day.
Your turn. I listen to English every day.
Nice. And one more. Shadowing helps me speak better.
Now you. Shadowing helps me speak better.
Great job, everyone. That's shadowing in action. At first, it might feel a little weird and you might not understand every word, but that's completely fine. Shadowing isn't about understanding every word. It's about getting your mouth used to the rhythm and flow of the language.
Exactly. The more you practice shadowing, the easier it becomes. It helps your brain get used to how English sounds, and your mouth starts getting comfortable speaking English. Over time, you'll notice your speaking becoming faster, clearer, and more natural.
Now, let's move on to something that a lot of learners struggle with: finding the time to practice. Many people say, I'm too busy to practice English every day, or I don't know where to start. But here's the truth. You don't need a lot of time to improve. You just need to make it a daily habit.
Exactly. You don't need hours every day. Just a few minutes of practice every day can make a huge difference. And it's important to make it easy. So here's tip number 1 for today. Listen to English every day.
This is the most important step. If you want to improve your speaking, you've got to listen. The more you listen, the better your speaking will get. Listening helps you learn new words, understand the rhythm of English, and get used to how native speakers speak. You don't need to understand everything you hear at first. That's totally fine.
Right. The key is to make listening a part of your daily life. You don't have to sit down and study for hours. You can listen to podcasts like this one, or you can watch YouTube videos, listen to English music, or even watch the news in English. Just make sure you're listening every day, even if it's only for 10 to 15 minutes.
Yes, and you can listen while doing other things too. Listen while you walk, clean, cook, or even when you're exercising. It's all about making English a part of your everyday routine. You don't have to study in the traditional way. Just let English be a part of the background of your life.
Exactly. And don't worry if you don't understand everything you hear. The more you listen, the more your brain will pick up. Just let the language surround you, and little by little, you'll begin to understand more. Plus, you'll get used to how English sounds when spoken naturally.
That's right. And as you listen, you'll also start picking up new vocabulary. You'll hear words and phrases you can use in your own conversations. This is one of the best ways to learn new expressions without even trying.
All right, moving on to our next tip. If you want to really improve your English, here's one of the biggest changes you can make: thinking in English. Now, I know this might sound strange at first, but trust me, it's a game changer.
Exactly. Many learners try to translate everything in their head from their native language to English. And while that might be fine when you're starting out, it's not the best way to speak fluently. Translation takes time and it slows you down when you try to speak.
That's right. The goal is to stop translating and start thinking directly in English. I know it sounds difficult, but with practice, it becomes second nature. And the best part is, you don't need to try to translate. You can just think about simple things around you in English.
Absolutely. You don't need to overcomplicate things. Start with small thoughts. For example, when you wake up in the morning, instead of thinking, I need to get up, try thinking, it's morning, or I'm tired, or I need a coffee. These are small, simple sentences in your head, but they're in English.
Yes, and when you walk outside, try thinking, the sky is blue, or it's cold today, or even, I see a dog. These little thoughts help your brain start making direct connections with English without the need for translation.
You can also do this throughout your day. For example, if you're working, you can think, I'm focusing on my work, or I feel a little tired. When you're eating, think, I'm eating lunch, or this food is delicious. The more you do this, the more natural it will feel to think in English.
And if you feel comfortable, try to say those thoughts out loud. It doesn't need to be loud or in a conversation. Just say it quietly to yourself. For example, I want to get better at English, or I'm going to practice every day.
Exactly. It's like having a little English conversation with yourself. The more you do this, the more your brain will start switching to English automatically. And that means when you speak to others, it won't take as long for you to form sentences.
I know it's tough at first. You might catch yourself wanting to translate, but the more you practice thinking in English, the less you'll need to rely on your native language. Over time, it will feel natural to think in English without needing to stop and translate in your head.
Now, let's move on to another great tip that will help you improve: reading aloud. Many learners focus on reading silently, which is good, but reading aloud is even better. When you read aloud, you engage both your brain and your mouth at the same time, helping your speaking skills grow.
Exactly. When you read out loud, you're practicing your pronunciation, intonation, and fluency. It's like going to the gym, but for your speaking muscles. The more you read out loud, the more comfortable you'll feel speaking English.
Start with simple texts like short stories or children's books. You don't need anything too difficult to start. Just pick something you enjoy and read it slowly and clearly. For example, when you're reading, focus on how the words sound. Try to make each word clear and sharp.
Once you get comfortable, try reading a little faster. After that, add some expression to your voice. Imagine you're acting in a play. This will help you speak with more confidence and natural rhythm.
Absolutely. The more you read out loud, the easier it will be to speak fluently, and your mouth and brain will become more in sync, so you'll feel more confident speaking in real conversations.
Now let's talk about something that a lot of learners miss, but it's one of the easiest and most effective tips: using English in your daily life. English shouldn't just be something you study for 30 minutes or an hour a day. It should be part of your life, just like any other habit you have.
Exactly. And here's the key: make English a part of your routine. The more you see and use English throughout your day, the more natural it will become. You don't need to study for hours. Instead, focus on small, everyday actions.
Here's an easy tip. Change the language settings on your phone to English. You probably look at your phone hundreds of times a day, right? So why not use that time to learn some new vocabulary? Every time you open your phone, you'll see words like settings, brightness, and update. Even if you're not studying, you're still learning passively.
Exactly. This is called passive learning, and it's so helpful. It doesn't take much effort, but it helps your brain get used to the vocabulary. Over time, you'll start understanding these words without even thinking about it.
You can do this with other things too. For example, if you have a favorite app, try using it in English. Or if you're reading news articles online, make sure they're in English. The more you expose yourself to English, the faster you'll improve.
Another great way to use English in your daily life is by writing a short diary in English every day. You don't have to write long essays. Just a few sentences about your day will help you practice building sentences and using real vocabulary.
For example, you could write, "Today I went to work and I had a meeting with my team. I felt tired but enjoyed my lunch. After work, I watched a short English video."
Exactly. Just 5 minutes a day is enough. It doesn't have to be long or complicated. By writing every day, you'll start seeing improvements in your grammar and vocabulary. And don't worry about making mistakes. It's all part of the learning process.
The last tip we have for you today is one of my favorites. Record a voice message in English every day. Just take 1 minute at the end of your day and talk about whatever is on your mind. You can talk about what you did that day, what you're feeling, or what you're planning to do tomorrow.
Yes. The important part is that you're practicing speaking, even if you're just talking to yourself. And the best part is you can listen to yourself. When you do, you'll hear your pronunciation, grammar, and any common mistakes you're making. This helps you become more aware and improve your speaking over time.
So remember, using English in your daily life doesn't have to be hard. You can combine all of these tips into your routine, whether it's listening to a podcast, writing a short diary, or changing your phone settings to English. Just make English a part of your life.
It doesn't have to take hours, but the more you practice in your daily routine, the more natural and confident you will feel speaking English.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground so far. Let's quickly recap what we've talked about today. So far, we've given you 5 practical and powerful tips to help you practice English every day, even if you're busy.
That's right, Emma. Tip number 1 was to listen to English every day, whether it's podcasts, YouTube, or even music. The key is to make English part of your daily routine. Even just 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a big difference. The more you listen, the more your speaking will improve.
Then we talked about shadowing. which is all about listening to someone speak and repeating exactly what they say, trying to match their tone, rhythm, and speed. This is a great way to improve both your speaking and listening at the same time. And remember, it's not about understanding every word. It's about getting your mouth and brain used to how English feels.
Next up, we mentioned thinking in English. I know this can be tough at first, but it's one of the most powerful changes you can make. Stop translating from your native language. Start with simple thoughts like, I'm tired, or it's sunny outside, and gradually build your way up to thinking in full sentences. The more you do this, the more natural it will become.
And then we introduced the idea of reading aloud. Reading silently is great, but reading aloud helps your speaking muscles. It's like a mini workout for your mouth. Whether it's a children's book, a dialogue from a podcast, or even something you're reading online, reading out loud will boost your pronunciation and fluency.
Finally, we talked about how important it is to use English in your daily life. Change your phone settings to English, write in a short diary, or even record a voice message. The more English becomes part of your life, the more natural and automatic it will feel.
Exactly. These tips are all about making English part of your daily routine. The key is consistency. The more you make it a habit, the more you'll improve. But here's the thing. Don't be discouraged if you don't see instant results. Learning a language takes time, and it's okay to make mistakes along the way.
That's right, Emma. In fact, mistakes are part of the learning process. It's all about progress, not perfection. Every time you make a mistake, you're learning something new. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. You don't need to be perfect. Just keep going, and you'll get better every day.
I think the most important thing to remember is that English is not a school subject. It's a tool you can use in your life. The more you interact with it, the easier it will be to speak naturally and confidently.
Yes, English is not just something you study for a test. It's a skill that you use in your everyday life, just like any other skill. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes.
And don't forget to celebrate the small wins. Maybe you understood a sentence you couldn't understand before, or maybe you spoke more confidently with a friend. Every little achievement counts, and it's a sign that you're improving.
Exactly. So remember, you don't need hours and hours of study to improve. Small actions done consistently every day will have a huge impact. Practice listening, shadowing, thinking in English, reading aloud, and using English in your life. Keep these habits up, and you'll notice improvement before you know it.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn. Be kind to yourself and enjoy the process. Learning English is a journey, and the more you enjoy it, the easier it will be.
Before we finish, I just want to leave you with a little bit of motivation. Consistency is key, and progress might be slow at first, but if you keep going, it will get easier. You'll speak more confidently, more fluently, and you'll start thinking in English without even trying.
Remember, you are capable of improving your English, and you don't have to do it all at once. Take it step by step, day by day. You're already making progress just by listening to this podcast.
We believe in you, and we're here to support you on your English learning journey. Keep practicing, stay positive, and enjoy the process. You've got this.
That's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us on Mr. Daily English. We hope these tips help you practice every day and improve your English in a fun and natural way.
We'll see you next time with more tips and strategies to help you become an even better English speaker. Take care and keep practicing.